So let's talk about the meditation, what the meditation is, and what the meditation is perceived to be. So we know from our experience in spirit and being in the fourth dimension most of the time, branching off into the fifth and sitting on that fence between fourth and fifth, that as we become more and more aware of our true essence, we understand that meditation is not something we do. It's the experience of being that which we are, which is the spiritual being in the fifth dimension. So even though in the fourth we bounce back and forth a bit, and ego keeps popping in and superego keeps popping in, we understand that the meditation itself is the spirit that is always with us, always aligned with us, always aligned in that beautiful spirit, four body system, that is spirit, mind, emotion, and then finally physical. So the meditation that the third dimension speaks of is the sitting of the body, the special pose, the breath work, the thoughts, the releasing of the thoughts, the understanding of the body and the senses. So when we really, really look at the depth of the meditation, it's all about the consciousness. And the consciousness is that which we are, the part of source energy or God, whichever label you choose to use. That is who we really are. And that's where we need to spend our time if we are to increase the mass consciousness of the world. We know what the body is. We use it every day. But how often do we actually embody the spirit and only live from the spirit all day long? Some would say that's impossible. Uh, The mind would lead you to believe that it is totally impossible to always be in spirit. That's the only thing that is a non thing because we use things so that the mind can get a grasp of, oh, there's something else other than the body. So we allow the body to have that. We allow the mind to channel that energy of, oh, yes, there's one more thing. It's called the spirit. We accept that. We accept the ego identifying that way, but that's not part of the meditation. When we walk on the meditation of spirit, when we bask in that nature of fullness, that love, that depth of who we really are, the spirit within the body, that's when we can really understand. And the awareness comes through the consciousness of non thought. We allow the thoughts to dissipate, to fall away, but we don't put any thought into the thoughts dissipating. Non thought is the meditation, to walk on that energy, not grounded to the earth, but in the bliss, pure alignment with consciousness, the love of source energy. because that's what we truly are a part of. We are an equal part source energy, each and every one of us. Some may be vibrating at a higher frequency. Some may be vibrating at a lower frequency. But nevertheless, we're still all equal parts of source, equal parts of God. So if we are God and we are equal to that which created all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be, we understand that's the meditation of oneness, the truth, the spiritual depth, the eternal, that which came into the body at conception. And then as the body developed after the birth of the body and the mind and all the senses, and as the understanding came through that this is the body, we became clouded by all the inputs, all the false understandings of who we are. That's okay, because the energy is expanding. It's expanding like never before. We feel it, we know it, and we embrace it. And there are more and more spiritual seekers that look at the body now and say, I know I'm in the body, but I know there's something greater than this that I can only see with the senses, that I can only hear the senses, that I can only feel or smell, taste with the senses. That is the I amness that you are. The I amness that you can embody and embrace all day long, every day. Without question. And as soon as we question, then we know we're back in ego. Mm. And it may be very subtle. It could be just a little thought that pops in. Mm-hmm. The superego coming in because we know we're in the fourth now and we're leaning into the fifth, and it's okay. It pops in and well, would this be happening around me if we were truly in spirit? Well, of course, because the happenings around us have absolutely nothing to do with spirit. The happenings around us have to do with the human form in society and where the world is vibrating. We allow that. We allow that. But as I spoke to someone yesterday, if we're walking into a room where there is chaos or conflict, all that's necessary is to walk between the chaos or the conflict and just say with your feelings, I send you love. Mm. And that conflict starts to dissipate. It always works. It may be just a small amount of energy increase, but even that small amount bring some calm and some understanding and awareness that there's something more than the conflict or the thoughts or the thing that is creating the separation between us. See, because we're not separated. We're truly one. We're truly that spirit and that depth of understanding and knowledge, which is the cosmic knowledge, not the intellect, the mental body, but the cosmic knowledge. When we embrace that every day, and even if we find it a challenge to embrace it all day long, if we can embrace it a few times during the day, we find that it becomes easier and easier to walk outside the body and watch the body take the steps. We can allow all the happenings around us just to continue, but it has absolutely no effect on our peace, our love, our joy, our understanding of true self. In the meditation of true self and the non-thoughts, what we discover the more we sit in silence is that we're all teachers. We're all teachers of the self, the highest self. In the third and fourth dimension, we understand that the higher self is the spirit that's within the body that uses this vessel daily to be used in the illusion of the life situation. But once we jump to the fifth dimension and we're in that true non-thoughts, it all shifts for us one more time. And we understand that whatever words are used to share the teachings of what we actually are embodying are to be shared based upon everyone being equal and that person that you're with that may be asking, may be seeking some guidance or some resolve of challenges that are happening. We understand that we're equal and we just share based upon whatever vibration that particular person is at. So what we do is we mirror that image of that person. And by doing that, what it does is it allows that person to feel comfortable and open up more. So that as you are asking questions, to have them go deeper and deeper into self, so that they can rediscover who they truly are, they feel more and more comfortable. And by them feeling comfortable, their vibration increases. And as their vibration continues to increase, the meditation itself becomes more and more profound. The mindfulness that may be taking place in the mind shifts. It's no longer the physical body having an emotion and then finally a thought and then finally spirit coming in. It's the spirit and then the thought and then the emotion and then the physical body stays in peace. So when that shift happens, that's what happens when you go shift from third to fourth. And then as you get higher and higher in the vibration with that person, as they feel safer and safer and more at peace with who they are and who they are listening to as their guide to help them rediscover themselves, we find that everything starts to move quickly. all of a sudden the thoughts start to fall away. Not by thought. Oh, I need to go to one thought. Oh, I need to go to one breath. But it happens automatically. So in the consciousness of source energy, it's just like the breath, the unconditional breath, the breath that comes without thought, the heart that beats without saying, okay, beat now. Okay, beat now. Okay, now it's time to breathe again. See the conditioning as we increase the vibration with the person that we're helping. It keeps increasing until eventually it becomes the true consciousness of their spirit that blossoms. So that when challenges happen around us, we just see it for what it is. It's just, oh, that's happening. Is action necessary? It's a yes or no question. See, there's no emotion. So we stay in peace, we stay calm. The body is not in dis-ease, so the body doesn't get sick. There's no depression. There's no anxiety, because those are all words of the mind. Those are all falsehoods of the lower self in the life situation. So when we're in the meditation of non-thought and we're feeling Source speaking to us through the feelings that come based upon the silence, it makes a big difference to the person that we're working with. Because as you increase the non-thought of your own vibration, it increases their vibration. So when we say we're teachers, well, of course we are. We're all teachers. And we're all students. We're all students of Source. Source allows us to increase our vibration in this human form and to watch the human form walk around in society. Source allows us to have both. We get to have this wonderful experience of being human, but being source energy at the same time. So which serves you more? There's always a leader and there's always a follower. Allow the body to follow the spirit. Allow the body to grow, to merge with the spirit. Allow the mental body to take the thoughts that come, usually random thoughts, and allow them to just be what they are. Just the thoughts. Thoughts come, thoughts go. Allow the thoughts to just be without judgment, without concern, without worry. Praise the understanding of your awareness, the increase in your consciousness, so that you better understand that thoughts are beautiful when they're guided by spirit. We can look at a situation and a challenge, and we can say, from a physical perspective, if I think about this, but first I'm emotional, well, what solution comes? Usually it's just the circle of more thought and more thought and more thought and more emotion and more emotion and more emotion. But with spirit, it's just that yes or no. Take action? No. Take action? Yes. Thank you. Guide me into the action that is necessary. Not what action I need, but the action that is necessary based upon resolving the conflict. See, the mind will continue to wrap around the problem because the mind is what created the problem in the first place. There's no such a thing as a problem in spirit. Challenges, yes, but no problem ever. And challenges, as we know, come for one of two reasons. Either one, something to be learned from the challenge, or the other is there's an awareness that is to be felt and shared with someone else that needs your support in that moment. Mm-hmm. So if you're with someone and a challenge comes up, and there's a dialogue that starts back and forth with however many people may be in that group, allow everyone to have their voice, but then ask, did you feel that or did you think that? Feelings, when they come from spirit, those emotions are always part of the source energy. So it's always peaceful. So when a solution comes through those feelings and it's shared with others, there's no need to get on your soapbox and use a lot of words. You can just say something very simple like, a solution came. What is it? Everybody asks. Feel it. Feel it. I'm sharing it with you now. Well, explain it. I can't. Feel it. See, usually when a solution comes from source, it's a feeling. And when that feeling comes in and we allow whatever's to happen next to just evolve the way it's meant to, based upon now having that higher vibration, there's a different understanding because the solution is at a higher vibration. So whatever the mind made in this problem down here, the solution starts to dissipate that. So as it dissipates it, naturally the vibration comes up over here. So the person that you're working with feels it. They don't need the explanation. That which was necessary in the solution just comes and it's felt. Share that energy. Ask permission to share that energy. It may be in just sharing it this way, or it may be with an embrace. Depending on what you read in the person that you're working with, you'll know when to ask because they'll be asking you, please share. And that's the joy of Source. And that's the joy of being the teacher. It's the embrace. It's the change in that one thing that maybe you haven't done before. Now at night, I hug you and I share my love with you, just as when you were a child. It's beautiful. Be the child. The child doesn't have a lot of random thoughts. The child doesn't have all the reference. The child doesn't have all the false illusions. The child is pure joy. Be the child. Stay childlike. Be conscious of the purity of that joy. Understand as we embrace our younger years, those memories are there for a reason. In prior lifetimes, those memories in childhood are what come through first. That's what you feel if you do past life regressions. You feel the childlike memories because those are the pure memories. Those are the memories that are so deeply embedded in our souls that they're always in harmony. No matter what incarnation you're in, no matter what year you're in this life situation, always be the child. See, because the mind wants to teach in a different way. And until you're in the fifth dimension and you're there daily, you won't understand that. So you'll slip back and forth, back and forth. And that's okay. And then all of a sudden, the light will truly come on. This is me. This is my I amness. This is my meditation. This is my purity. This is the explanation of all that was ever asked. All the solutions are there. No matter what comes in this life situation, they're all there in that non-thought of feeling source. Let's sit in that energy for however long we choose to. Allow yourself to leave the body. And if your choice is not to come back to the body, that's okay. Because when you're ready to leave the body, you will. No human can take that from you when you make that choice. The spirit leaves when the spirit is ready. The body may be harmed or damaged, or death may come by another human, but the spirit leaves when it's ready. The spirit has the power to bring the body back. If any of you have ever had a near-death experience, you know that because you've experienced Source at its deepest level. And Source said, it's not time. And you come back to continue your work. And most people that do come back after a near-death experience live life differently because they've had that connection. They've had that conversation, maybe more than once. When your work is done, you'll move on. And if you need to come back, you will. But allow yourself that grace to allow spirit, your true I amness, to make the decision. Have no fear of ever leaving the body. Come back when you choose to. So sit in the silence of non-thoughts. If necessary, focus on one breath, one thought. Experience from childhood that brings the joy to the surface of that thought. And so it is.